This episode of Total Rama Reviews contains clips from Total DramaRama. I do not own Total DramaRama. All rights go to FreshTV. Remember to be civil and do not be me in the comments. Seriously, it can get really messed up. Carpe diem, my name is Ultranatic, and welcome to a Halloween version of Total Rama Reviews. Yes, Total DramaRama is still a hit right now. The pint-sized version of my favorite blend of animation and reality shows. And some newer episodes have aired, and I can safely say after watching them, they've given me keg-shaped gallons of material. But unlike the original Total Drama series, this show isn't built on continuity. For the most part anyway, so that means I can watch and review these episodes in pretty much any order I want. So that's what I intend to do. But they haven't been around long enough to have a specific Halloween-themed episode yet. So, to compensate, we're going to look at their episode listing and see what little Halloween we can squeeze out of them right now. Let's see here. Well, that's a premise. So is that. Seen it? Gwen tries to soul! Gwen's name is the first word in the episode synopsis. My favorite little goth girl since Lydia from Beetlejuice. Good or bad, this is perfect for Halloween. Okay, I'm stretching it a little bit. Just because the lead is Gwen, a goth character, doesn't immediately make this a Halloween episode. If it did, then by logic, so does this one. Though that episode genuinely does scare me. The episode in question is called Aquarium for a Dream. And no, this episode has nothing to do with drugs. It's actually a far darker subject matter, death. I am not. Okay, you want proof then? Let's look at this potential funeral together. This is Aquarium for a Dream. The episode starts with Chef introducing the kids to the new pet goldfish named
Richard Swimmins!
Yes, because kids will really know who the heck that's referencing.
Richard Swimmins!
The easily impressed kids are put in charge of feeding Richard, but Chef forgot one simple fact to tell these 4-year-olds, and that's anything about taking care of fish, as he's not only overfed to the point of death. See, I'm so happy to see this topic in a baby spinoff. But once his food runs out,
Savory steakhouse sirloin flavor.
Chef really is the worst caretaker ever on even an organized level. You just leave random freaking spices in a drawer that kids can apparently get to easily.
You're a terrible teacher!
And on the subject of feeding the wrong food to the wrong things,
Who keeps feeding the puppets jam? Puppets aren't real. Stop trying to make them eat.
is this just a parody of PBS kids shows? If so, all of these beat you to it.
Something's wrong with Richard Swimmins. Did I not feed him enough?
Pretty sure that's not the problem. Richard just needs to freshen up a bit.
Stop. You're stupid enough to leave toddlers in charge of a pet with neither supervision nor instruction.
What is wrong with these kids?
But smart enough to have a backup fish just in case the 4-year-olds muck it up. You can't just replace goldfish with another in case something bad happens to it. That's what child stars are for. But despite most of the kids being easily duped, one of them is suspicious.
That was an amazing recovery.
If that wasn't funny enough, just when Chef's about to come clean about Richard,
Only 3 shakes of food or he's gonna...
I had to bust out the dough eyes. Use only in case of emergency.
I'm not even kidding, there are several times where Chef actually tries to tell the truth about Richard dying, but every single time,
Or else there's a chance you'll... What I'm trying to say is, your fish is... When you boil a fish...
It's the eyes, isn't it?
okay, those eyes are terrifying, but the repeated use of them is still pretty funny. It's like the kids know how manipulatively fragile their little minds are, so their bodies have a defense mechanism that consists of butterfly pillows and rainbow ice cream-filled eyes to ward off any traumatic news. And that news being, they killed something. Are you telling me they didn't kill the fish? This is true. Let's keep note of that as the story goes on. So Chef takes responsibility of feeding Richard, but that surely won't mean a totally different problem will occur with the fish.
Wow, your bowl is filthy, Richard. Don't worry, I'll fix it up.
Insert clip from Full House episode where Michelle gives her pet fish a bath.
Oh, come on! How'd Gum get in this book when Gum isn't even allowed in the daycare?
Oh, you're really banking on that puppet running gag being funny, aren't you? Well, to quote a totally different running gag involving puppets, what the hey?
Bubbles? Oh, that can't be good.
Look at him in there, floating on his back and chilling like a boss.
I'm just gonna take him for a drink of fresh water.
Swing low. I hope Richard is okay.
Something fishy's going on here. Wait, was that a pun? Ugh, so mainstream. I disappoint me.
Sorry, I still love little Gwen like this. I'm not sure what it is, there's just some impulse to me to want to like goth characters. They're wise, they're cynical, they're troubled, and refuse to be a slave to regular fashion laws. They're some of the most admirable characters I've seen in media. So when Gwen falls into this category of distinct but relatable perfectly, the inner fanboy in me just comes out. And the rest of the episode is just other various ways the kids kill off Richard because they don't know any better, including breaking his bowl in a game of ball hockey,
Swing low.
crashing him in a toy monster truck,
Swing low.
and getting blasted out of a rocket launcher. Does Richard need his own casualty counter?
Swing low.
My personal favorite, though, was boiling him alive, which leads to a bunch of cats pawing at their window.
Oh, come on.
Something wrong with Richard, Chef?
I just need to take him to his doctor's appointment.
I didn't even know fish had doctors.
Duh, they're called sturgeons. Was that a pun? Ugh, so mainstream.
Thank you for taking that horrible joke and crushing it to the ground. You really are the black spot in the sun today. Speaking of which, Gwen's standout moments continue onward.
Chef is definitely up to something, but what? Black magic? Necromancy? Ooh, I hope it's necromancy.
Isn't she just the most awesome and simultaneously cute thing you've ever seen? I'm totally comfortable with calling a 4-year-old fascinated with necromancy one of my favorite cartoon characters. No bad implications with that statement. It also helps that she's the voice of reason to all the kids and even eventually figures out how Richard keeps coming back.
You know what's going on, right? Chef is bringing Richard Swimmins back from the dead.
It's alive. It's alive. It's alive.
No, she knows that Chef's just been replacing him with a bunch of other fish. That fake out was great though. So she goes to confront Chef.
Just tell them the fish are dead.
Come on, girl. I ain't no child psychologist.
Fine, I'll tell them.
If you were going to tell them, how would you do it?
The fish are dead because you keep killing them over and over.
Okay, this does bring a good point up though. As smart as Gwen is in this episode, she's still not very tactful. As keeps getting brought up, these kids have no idea how to take care of a pet, nor any instruction on how to do so. So just telling them that they killed Richard needs to be met with some reassurance. Like, you made this mistake, but don't feel bad about yourself, you didn't know any better. But still
The
this
fish are dead because you keep killing them over and over.
is really, really funny. Next she'll be the one that tells them that Santa isn't real. My fanbase cannot be this young. But again, the fish is killed, so Gwen tries to encourage him to be honest with the kids.
I'm sorry, children, but Richard Swimmins is...
Chef, you can do it.
Shows how stable and responsible an adult he is, having a toddler help him confront his problems.
What I'm trying to say is, your fish is...
Oh no, 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 not the puppy dog pow.
Let's just stop talking. We don't need to talk about anything.
I'm getting the feeling that Chef's hiding something from us.
You think?
And lo and behold, they come across a stash of spare fish, which of course leads to the typical horribly overused liar reveal trope where Chef gets blamed, all the kids mope and dope him, cry and whine. He probably bribes them to trust him again, and we get some terrible moral about how lying the kids can be made up with bribery or something. We all hate this kind of thing, so let's just get out of the way.
Does this mean all the other Richards died?
Yes, but don't feel bad. You kids didn't do anything wrong. You didn't mean to...
That was really irresponsible of you.
What?
If you'd said something, we could have saved the lives of dozens of fish.
How are we supposed to know fish don't like soapy water, being launched into the air, getting boiled on a heater?
Wait, go through that again.
That was really irresponsible of you.
What?
If you'd said something, we could have saved the lives of dozens of fish.
How are we supposed to know fish don't like soapy water, being launched into the air, getting boiled on a heater?
Total DramaRama. I don't know how to break this to you, but you do know you're supposed to be crap, right? What is this? A legit good moral about not only kids needing to be taught responsibility, but adults needing to have the wisdom and courage to step up and tell the kids the hard truths? That their children can make mistakes, but it's our job as adults and caretakers to make sure that they learn and aren't scarred by it? This is a show that's had scenes like this before, right?
The Rainbow Pegasus Juice Mix, available for a limited time.
May not contain actual juice.
So that gives a clear statement that Total DramaRama is not supposed to be a high-caliber cartoon. Not even by comedy standards. Between the bar of Teen Titans Go and Gumball, they lean towards the left. And you're showing a thoughtful, tasteful message with good quality here? This is like Michael Bay making a serious, well-written drama about the sinking of the Titanic. And Lord knows don't need another freaking boat-related disaster flick by him. But yeah, that bookmark about how the kids didn't know any better, that pops up here, and even they didn't know all those actions would kill the fish until now.
How are we supposed to know fish don't like soapy water, being launched into the air, getting boiled on a heater?
And now they can connect the dots that every time Richard was taken, well, everything they did right beforehand is what killed him. And it works great here because it's a pet fish and they're 4-year-olds. And they bonded with a fish that they grew to care about.
If you'd said something, we could have saved the lives of dozens of fish.
It's not a big symbol or anything, but that's fine. There doesn't have to be a strong metaphor that gets the message across. In fact, the advantage in this show taking place in a daycare is how minimal everything can be for this moral to work. And as irresponsible as Chef acted in letting these kids tend to a fish they didn't know how to care for, it's still clear he wasn't just being an uncaring piece of pubic hair to them.
Just tell them the fish are dead.
How am I supposed to tell them something like that?
He just didn't want to make them feel bad. And I can't imagine why he thought their fragile minds couldn't take any of this. Seriously, Care Bears look less innocent than that.
If all the other Richards bit it, what did you do with them?
I did right by those little heroes. You can visit them whenever you...
Chef, you better come see this.
Whoa, that's a dark joke. Is it wrong that I want seconds? Not on the fish, I actually hate seafood. As these kids probably will too.
None of these kids are gonna eat fish for a long time.
The next day, Chef decides to do away with the goldfish concept and replaces it with...
Meet Rocky!
We ain't got one smiling rock at our house.
And the kids are easily impressed as always, because that's just how you write kids.
You can play with him however you want. He's super tough, up for anything, and no one will get hurt.
No one will get hurt by a small rock. I'm pretty sure Goliath thought the same thing, but nothing bad happened to him.
Oh no!
Saw that coming all the way.
And that was Aquarium for a Dream. I can't believe I'm saying this, but that was some good stuff. I mean, it's not phenomenal. There's still some lame jokes, and Chef is still as good a caretaker as Octomom. But even after that, Chef shows he's not 100% neglectful and aware piece of tissue paper. Just 75%, but hey, that's progress. He genuinely feels like telling these kids that they killed a fish they cared about would only make things worse. Which is a dilemma that many adults have, especially those with kids. How honest can you be with your kids, and how honest should you be with them? And the answer we get is a pretty solid moral. Informing kids about their mistakes actually teaches them responsibility and logic. So the moral alone kind of crowns the episode for me. And need we forget my favorite little goth girl, Gwen. Oh, she's so dark and yet so precious. Every time she's on screen, she deserves an Emmy. Or maybe a Guilty Crisp, but I digress. So I can thankfully say that the Total DramaRama episode, Aquarium for a Dream, is one to die for. Oh, this episode makes me feel so happy and wonderful inside. That's wrong. What am I doing? It's Halloween. It's supposed to be dark and wicked. How do we turn away from that theme so far? Can I have someone remind me of the evil represented by this holiday?
Hello, sailor! My name's Wilfred! What? I put a spell on you!
Alright. Thank you, Winifred Sanderson. That's just the inspiration I needed. I know the exact video I'm going to be making next. But I want to give this one proper respect, so give me a few weeks time to prepare for it. Set your timers for October 31st itself, and villains everywhere, get ready for my tribute to those of you unsung. Let's fly!
Dressed in black, I'd go creeping when the normal folk are sleeping. If I only were a goth.